Hey guys, Carlo here from Let's Cut Foam and HotWireFoamCutterInfo.com. Just here to give you a fall and or early winter update. Some of you may have noticed that I'm in the process of uploading new videos to Let's Cut Foam. These are actually updated videos from the old YouTube channel, Monte Carlo 712, but I've re-edited a lot of them. I've re-recorded a lot of the footage, and I'm including a lot of the diagrams just to make the videos consistent with what's on the website. But as soon as they are uploaded, then I can finally write off, those videos. But I do have a lot more videos coming through. I have a lot planned, probably at least 8 different ones right now. I'm kind of in the midst of planning. Some I'm going to be recording now and uploading hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for those. Now, for many of you who have taken a cruise through the website or emailed me or asked about a variety of power supplies, you'll know that in years past I've solely recommended DC power supplies for hot wire foam cutters. And the purpose for that is you can use AC current. Let me just start out by saying that. There's no real difference between AC and DC current when it comes to hot wire foam cutters. The problem was that I could never reliably find cheap transformers for step-down transformers for AC current that were safe for people to use. So I had only ever recommended DC power supplies because the voltage and amperage, but for the most part the voltage that was put out from those the DC power supplies were much more safe. It takes about 40 to 45 volts to penetrate dry human skin, and most of the AC step-down transformers really range anywhere from 6-10 volts, but upwards of 50 volts, 100 volts, 120, even 240 volts coming out of those. So it was really quite dangerous. But a lot of people had emailed me about using doorbell transformers. Now, doorbell transformers in and of themselves are just AC step-down transformers. Step-down meaning you have 120 volts coming out of the outlet, at least in the US. Overseas, it's about 230 to 240, depending on where you're at, 220 I think too. But and it steps down the voltage to whatever the transformer's rated at. Sometimes it's 50 volts, sometimes it's 20 volts, and so on and so forth. The problem is that the majority of the doorbell transformers, while they will step down to about the 12 volt range, they're only rated at a 2 amp, maybe even a 1.8 amp maximum. Now that's a problem because most hot wire foam cutters require more than, well, depending on the gauge that you use, but it's going to need at least 2.5, 3, maybe 4 to 6 amps in order to power your hot wire foam cutter, depending on the gauge of wire that you use, and then of course the voltage relating to the length of wire you're able to supply. So a lot of people in the past who try to use doorbell transformers would run the risk of burning out the transformer, basically because you're not, you're overworking the power supply. You're going above a wattage, which is voltage times amperage, not that makes much of a difference, but you were using a wattage that was higher than what the power supply was rated. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is that finally, we have step-down AC transformers that are inexpensive, readily available, and amazing units. And for those that may be kind of into hot wire foam cutting, you know about Jacobs Online. Gary Jacobs runs Jacobs Online, and that's who I recommend purchasing nichrome wire through. Well, long story short, Gary had lived in China for a period of time, and he has some good friends over there who did a lot of the legwork for him. And what he was able to custom make and custom build was step-down AC power transformers with nichrome wire in mind. So shoot over to his website and look at the wide variety of AC step-down transformers that he has, because for those of us that are interested in making our own power supplies, we're finally there. We can finally do it and put our money into a reliable unit, a reliable power supply that we can use for a wide range. Now, what I picked up was this bad boy. It's got to weigh between, I don't know, between 5 and 10 pounds, but this thing is just monstrous. It's a step-down AC transformer through Jacobs Online. That's where I ordered it from. And the model number is XFR1006D. Now the reason why I use this one is because I have designed, but I will be making and at least posting the diagrams on the website for my own version of a hot wire foam cutter power supply. Now Gary from Jacobs Online, eventually what his goal is he's going to have base units that he can basically plug in his 4 or 5 different AC transformers, so that way he can just start shipping them out to people. But he does have AC transformers on hand to purchase, and he does have dimmer switches too. So if you're interested in making your own power supply, pick up one of these units from Gary. They're wonderful little units. This thing is amazing. I mean, it's a 100-watt power supply. And it'll put out either 6 or 12 volts depending on how you wire it. And you'll see how I wire it. I'm going to go through that full tutorial. It's a little bit more of an in-depth as far as electronics are concerned, but it should be fairly easy. Either way, we're talking anywhere from 4 to 8 amps coming out of just this one unit. And once again, for those of you guys that know hot wire foam cutting, is 4 and 8 amps is going to get you a crap ton of wire. Anything from 26 gauge all the way up to 14 gauge wire if you wanted. So these are very, very versatile, so I can't talk about them enough. But anyway, to recap that, long story short, Gary Jacobs at Jacobs Online, he's now starting to carry his own AC power step-down transformers for custom build power supplies. Get a hold of him. He'll drop ship these for you. Once I've worked out the kinks of my own power supply, I would be willing to make power supplies for people who want them. You know, just knowing that it's you know, custom made, so you know there's going to be a couple kinks to work out as we go through it. But other than that, you know, I think that pretty much wraps up an update for this month. Hopefully I have another one coming up soon, but stay tuned at least for the videos. While I may not have an update coming anytime recently or anytime soon, just check out for the new videos that I'm uploading. I'm redoing all the cutters and cutter videos and all that kind of stuff. So let me know what you guys think, and it was a pleasure. We'll talk to you next time.